Stephanie Mills, for those who don't know, is royalty when it comes to R&B. And as long as the festival awards or event has been taken or happening, I've never ever heard her, or I don't recall any other celebrity or high profile individual complaining about it. So for her to take time out of her day and write a letter, that's serious. Write a letter, an open letter, exposing what they went through behind, the stage or behind the cameras. So, the audacity of you to come in and purchase something just because it was for sale and think that you're going to remove the essence, which is Black American, stand on our shoulders, and then think you was going to take off to the stratosphere. I'll be back. So, hey folks, I have been trying to play catch up for real. I have been having so many things that has been going on in the background in my personal business, private life. And I have been like, wow, I'm just article after article, alerts after alerts. It's like, I'm just realizing how much I miss, like really been missing. But I heard about what's been going on with Essence. I saw an article about Lauryn Hill singing to an empty stadium. I was like, what? How does that even happen, Lauryn Hill? Do you realize that I don't think there's any female rapper who can touch the success Lauryn Hill had with Miseducation. I don't think so. So when I heard about them supposedly her singing to entertaining an empty audience, I was like, and what lifetime? So it was baffling to me, but I didn't really look into it until I heard the disaster that took place with Essence Festival, and then further learned that the owner, the one who purchased Essence Festival from, it used to be white owners. I don't understand why these people always try to, but anyway, an African or Caribbean man purchased it, and they basically tried to essentially just like wipe us out, and then segue. No, they didn't even segue. They just busted down the door and put their culture in it. And I'm like, you can't do it like that. It doesn't work. What they should have done, I'm thinking about it in the business sense, is they could have segue their culture into Essence that was built off the back of Black Americans and actually built for Black women. 4 Black American men came up with the idea to form Essence, and then they created Essence magazine first, and then formed Essence Festival because they wanted to give Black women a platform. So it's like you were supposed to slowly but surely, gradually apply your culture into our culture if you wanted to be fair about it. But no, you thought that you was going to come in, piggyback off of us, take something that was built by us and successful, and then say, hey, we're going to just move these people out the way, and we're just going to fill it up with, it's going to become African Essence. That's arrogant. That was foolish and arrogant of you. And now you just fell in your face, and I don't even think it's going to ever recuperate. I don't think it's going to ever come back. Black America's eyes are being opened. where our eyes were like probably closed for like hundreds of years. It's being open, and we're finally at a point where we're not going to celebrate and support those who do not openly celebrate and support us. So you might as well give it up. It's a done deal. Essence Festival is done. Okay, folks, I thought I'd start you guys off with hearing Stephanie Mills' letter. I'm very interested in hearing it because I did not read it yet, but I'm going to read it now. Dear Essence Festival organizations or organizers, I don't know how I got organizations. I am writing to share my feedback following my performance at this year's Essence Festival. While remain grateful for the opportunity to have participated, my overall experience was unfortunately marred by significant production issues that negatively impacted both my performance and the artist's experience as a whole. The challenges I encountered were multifaceted and, in my view, indicative of broader organizational shortcomings. The scheduling and time management was severely lacking, creating a chaotic and stressful environment backstage. Disorganization cascaded onto the stage, impacting the flow of the event and ultimately diminishing the quality of the performances. Beyond the logistical issues, the technical difficulties specifically concerning the sound system proved deeply problematic. These issues were not isolated incidents, but rather persistent problems that severely hampered my ability to deliver my performance to the best of my ability. And that's her brand too. And I understand I wasn't alone in experiencing these problems. This lack of technical preparedness is unacceptable for an event of Essence Festival's caliber and prestige. These operational deficiencies ultimately detracted not only from the artist's performance, but more importantly from the audience experience. The energy and excitement were repeatedly disrupted, creating a less than ideal atmosphere for attendees. The overall level of professionalism I witnessed fell far short of the standards I expect from such a highly regarded festival. I believe a comprehensive review of organizational structure and operational management is necessary to ensure that future Essence Festivals run smoothly and meet the high standards associated with the brand. I sincerely hope that my feedback will be taken seriously and utilized to address these significant concerns, ensuring a vastly improved experience for both artists and attendees in the years to come. Respectfully, Stephanie Mills, artist. Now, if they had a little bit of sense, just a little tiny bit of sense, they would respect that and they would adhere to this woman's message, because she's been in the industry for years, probably before the owner was even born. So she knows what she's talking about. And it's like she has been a part of this festival, I'm sure, since it came into existence. And then you guys just brought this brand, this cultural icon, you bought it and just ran through it. It was like taking over a 5-star restaurant and then turn around, going to McDonald's, buying food, and then serving it to your customers, feigning like it's was cooked by a 5-star or cooked by a highly regarded chef. That was a lack of respect. And then these people, I'm talking about immigrants too, who look like me, and not just racist white America. You guys you say so many demeaning things about us, and yet you turn around and do this. I thought you guys were supposed to be like efficient, proud people. It's just like you threw this together, just to get some money or something? Or to try to overshadow us. Do you know what kind of shoes you was trying to fill buying this festival, this corporation, this brand? I'm sure you didn't even take the time out to hire some Black American consultants. People who have been a part of this festival for years and could have helped you. Because you made sure to let it be known that you're separated from us. So you went and got these people who have nothing to do with this festival. Don't know the history. Nothing. And thought you was going to do it better than us. So let me play a little clip of this. I believe she's African. This African girl just being so condescending, demeaning. Now I wonder what she's saying now. Hold on, check this out.
Keep non-Black Americans away from things that are for Black Americans. Why is there a Jollof versus Jambalaya competition at Essence Fest?
Because this is the owner of Essence Fest. And as you can see, he was born in Liberia. That's not Mississippi. That's a country in Africa. Okay? Again, this is the CEO of Essence Fest. And unfortunately, she is not from Delaware. She is from Kenya, which is also a country in East Africa.
Why are there African and Caribbean vendors at Essence Fest?
Because it was originally created by you guys. You created a space for yourself, but then you sold it. You gave it away. Sold it to African people. So now you can't pick and choose who can come into that space because it's no longer yours. You sold it. That's kind of how the law of ownership works. And one thing about Africans, they're going to bring a Caribbean in every fucking time they can because we cousins, we locked in.
See how condescending she is? That's what you call pride before a fall. She was on these social medias boasting and bragging. Oh my God. But you don't realize how you're looking like we say you guys do. You piggyback off of us. You took something that was designed by us and then you thought you was going to come and put your stamp on it and it was just going to fly off. Yeah, it flew off all right.
If Caribbeans and Africans want to have an event that's as big as Essence Fest, they can go create it.
Now, why exactly would we do that when you lot have already created the space and sold it for us to use?
Oh my gosh, she just exposed what we've been saying. They piggyback off of our creations. It's been going on for decades. It's been going on for generations. So that's why we say everybody who look like us ain't our kinfolk. You thought you was going to snatch up something, and then you was going to run with it. All right. So let's go and, oh yeah, I forgot. I want you guys to hear this too. Check this out.
Don't want fufu. We don't want jollof rice. We are not African. We are not Black Caribbeans. We are none of those things. We are Americans. We have our own food, our own culture, our own music. Stop playing with our top and thinking we're not going to show y'all something. We going to show y'all. Now, if you don't get somebody Black up in there, you might as well cancel this shit because it's going to be way more empty next year. We're not coming. We are not African. We're not finna cosplay as African. We do not care how anybody feel about it. This fucking country, that's our event, and y'all need to make it what it needs to be. Bye.
As they say, period. That's all I got to say. And then they're the first ones to come out and say we're xenophobic. Because we are choosing to support one another, care for one another, be there for one another, stand up and speak up for one another. Did you think you was going to have this festival run amok and then we weren't going to say nothing about it? Or we was just going to be like, oh, it's okay. No. And I said that with my whole chest. Okay, now I want to give you guys a little history about the Founding Fathers. The men who published or created Essence magazine and then which evolved into the Essence Festival. So check this out. Essence Communication Inc. was founded in 1968 by Clarence O. Smith, Cecil Hollingsworth, Jonathan Blount, and Edward Lewis. The company published the first Black-owned women's magazine in the U.S. Despite the massive... Look, let me tell you something. Before all this division came about, Black men proudly and boldly showed how much they loved and supported and cared about Black women. Of course, you had others, they went out and did their thing. Okay. But the majority show, and I'm saying now, you might not see it as much. You'll hear the foolishness before you see the, the uplifting side of us. But yeah, they proudly show. And then it wasn't all this, black men wasn't all into the, demanding that black women look like stick figures. That, and my mother told me that didn't come out into Twiggy. That white woman in the 60s that looked like a stick. That's when it starts shifting. But black men was loving and proud of them to be on their own. I have a thick, beautiful, voluptuous black woman on their arms. Black men, y'all need to wake up out of this effing funk y'all been in. And denounce the European ways that you took on. That's anti-woman and anti-black woman. Let's go on. Despite the massive success that Essence magazine has achieved today, the beginning was grueling. Within the first year of the magazine, it had a high turnover rate. 3 of the 5 original co-founders, editors-in-chief, quit within the first year, and in 1975, after the company began to make a profit, it was nearly bankrupt from the original 3 owners suing for their share of the profit. Wow. The 3-year lawsuit resulted in Hollingsworth selling his shares of the company, which would ultimately be the lifeline to save Essence magazine. In 2000, Time Inc. purchased a 49% stake from the owners Clarence Smith and Edward Lewis. In 2005, Time Inc. purchased the remaining stakes of the company, making Essence no longer black owned. See, that's the problem with a lot of black folks in business. They want everything to happen overnight. And if you really knew or had an inkling of an idea about business, a lot of things don't happen overnight. Some things do, depending on what you're promoting and sell, but some things don't. So you got a little discouraged and anxious and sold it off. Wow. And then you don't even look around to see who you can sell it to who looks like you. You go and just sell it to anybody. But they're quick to push you out of buying something from them. Just like the Crenshaw Mall. Anyone who's familiar with LA, Southern California, the Crenshaw Mall had been for sale for years. So there is a black firm that wanted to purchase it. They refused to sell it to them, and I heard they ended up selling it to this Jewish organization. They refused to sell it to the black man who wanted to take the mall and run with it. They wanted to build low-income housing. They just had a lot that they planned to do for the community. Okay, let's go on. In 2017, the new ownership was accused of discrimination and unfair treatment. Dennis, an African businessman, purchased Essence Communication and is now under Essence Ventures. Since the new acquisition, melanated women now operate and facilitate Essence. How you gonna buy a black-owned company and then what the F is wrong with this mentality? It just comes in to take and destroy. Essence magazine has been awarded many prestigious awards over its 55-year history, including winning Outstanding Magazine of the Year. The publication has received numerous awards, including several National Association of Black Journalists awards, and has also created several awards that include the Essence Literary Awards, the Power Award, the Shining Star Award, and the Vanguard Award, that are all presented at the annual Black Women in Hollywood Awards held each February. Half a century later, Essence magazine has a circulation of more than 1 million and a readership base of 8.5 million. The prosperous company will continue to publish magazines for years to come, showing what it means to be black, beautiful, and gifted in a society that says otherwise. That's why Black Lives Matter came about. That's why you have Black Power and things that come out. Well, Black Americans come out with things letting it be known that it's operated or owned by black folks, because it's been so much discrimination, so much downplaying of us and our cultures and our abilities, that we had to come out loud and strong and stamp it with a black stamp. And then you got other groups that come in and want to play dumb and act like they don't know why we do the things we do. Well, we came out and said white only, or we come out and say white power, but you don't realize this country was built on for you. You didn't have to come out and say it. It was known by who you catered to, who things were geared to. Oh God, let's go on. Black Enterprise magazine was founded by Earl Graves Sr. and has been the premier African American business publication since 1970. From its inception, it was founded on the principle that black businesses and entrepreneurs should have equal access to knowledge and resources on topics such as investing, entrepreneurship, financial literacy, and corporate development. Black Enterprise magazine has consistently and successfully provided informational access to the black community that will allow them to better their lives and live in the lives of their families. In 1988, Earl Graves Sr. named his eldest son, Earl Graves Jr., the chief executive officer. Black Enterprise magazine, which is dedicated to providing African Americans with the resources they need in order to succeed in business and life. The magazine provides career advice and financial tips, as well as news about black businesses and economic news. It also features interviews with successful African Americans in business, including CEOs, founders, and other leaders who have paved the way for success in their fields. The magazine's evolution over time has mirrored that of its readership as more and more people read online publications instead of printed ones. Black Enterprise magazine releases digital issues alongside its print editions. As of December 2020, the renowned publication has now grown into a circulation of 500,000 with over 500,000 subscribers and is approximately worth $22 million. The only issue I have with you, well, it's not the only thing, but one of the issues I have about my folks is you guys have to start looking for people, Black American. We're distinct. Looking for us to start selling your businesses and houses and properties to. Stop just going around just selling it to anybody. Come on. You put all your hard work and your dignity and your soul into creating these businesses, and then you just sell it to anybody? Okay, let's touch a little bit on why Lauryn Hill's concert had a lot of empty seats. Essence Fest owns up to delays after Lauryn Hill played to a nearly empty arena at 2:30 a.m. That was dedication right there. She was like, I know it's empty, but hey, I'ma sing like you guys in my face. Opening night of the annual New Orleans event featured an overstuffed lineup and was beset by scheduling problems. Essence Festival organizers have taken responsibility for a concert that ran so far behind schedule that Lauryn Hill wound up taking the stage at around 2:30 in the morning. Delays completely derailed the opening day of the 31st annual event, which returned to the Superdome in New Orleans this past weekend. According to NOLA.com, opening night Friday, July the 4th, featured a whopping 8 nights, with Hill joining the lineup just 2 days. A whopping 8 nights with Hill joining the lineup just 2 days before the concert. As the show got underway, it was quickly beset by scheduling issues that only got worse as the night wore on. Gorilla, the fourth act to play, finished her set 45 minutes after the Isley Brothers were originally set to take the stage. Maxwell was supposed to start his performance at 11:15, but he took the stage at 12:55 a.m. When Hill arrived on the stage at 2:31, most of the Superdome was empty. Still, the Fugees legend found ways to make the most of the strange situation, chatting with the fans who stuck around and even taking some left field requests like, "I gotta find peace of mind and tell him." Her set finished officially at 3:37 a.m. and that is a crying damn shame that you would do these Black American artists like that. Would you have done that if you was in your country? Would you have done that? Would you have disrespected your African Caribbean artists like that? Yeah, Black Americans, if you guys entertain their festival next year using our title, it's a done deal. It's a done deal. When we get close to the next year, I'm gonna go hardcore doing videos about what happened this year to remind y'all, don't give them your time and your money. Don't do that, because all you're doing is adding to their disrespect towards us. And then they want to get on social media and TV and just say with their whole heart and chest, with no shame, that we don't have culture, and then laugh and taunt about, you know, our identity being stolen. Who does that? Who does that? What, you think you better because you came from a continent that you don't even control, that you can't even make decisions in? People who don't look like you come in and control your continent, tell you what you gonna do and what you not gonna do. And then Europeans, you think you better because you come from. Don't get me started on the history of Europe. I might have to do it, because some of you guys need to be put down in your place. All the disturbing things that came out of Europe. Are you kidding me? All right, folks, I'm out. I'm done for the day. I'm done for the day. I want to talk about something that I have planned. Some material I have planned for you guys, but I'm not gonna put it out there because so many people are just so used to just taking people's contents and taking ideas from people and don't even have the decency to give them credit. I ain't telling you ish. You gonna find out just when everybody else find out. All right. No, what I meant, it ain't about me telling you anything. Is I'm not gonna help give you ideas on what kind of content to create. If you don't have the decency to give a fellow content creator props or credit, I'm not gonna help you out. Just like it was. Oh my God. When I did the book, like I said, I don't know if I said it before in the video. I did not anticipate that the Kim Porter book was going to, whether it's real or not, but I had background information from some people that told me it's real. But anyway, I had no idea that the book was going. I didn't know I was gonna get that many views. I really didn't. And at that time, I had like less than 2,000 subscribers. And at this point, you would think that's all I had, right? With the views that anyway. I'm sidetracking, but yeah, I didn't think. I was just hoping that I got at least 2,000 views off that video. I was just hoping. And so when people started looking at the video and it just started growing and growing, I was like, oh wow, I didn't even know, that was going to happen. And it had no clue. I thought people wasn't even going to be interested in it, to tell you the truth, because the way the media came out talking about it and other content creators, I was like, what? But my point was, the reason why I brought that up is because there's a couple content creators that I know of who what is that they do? What do they do? React. They did reactions to the video. One person had the decency to reach out to me and ask it, could he react to it? But 2 other content creators reacted to it and didn't say anything to me. They didn't send me an email. They didn't comment. They didn't say anything. And barely, you couldn't even. There are people who came to me from seeing their reaction video saying that they had to look me up and find me. Because the way they did the reaction videos, they didn't even put in their description or in the comments who they were reacting to, what channel they were reacting to. So of course it pissed me off. I didn't like it at all because my channel was growing. And these people had, these 2 individuals who did the reaction videos, they had over 1 million subscribers. So I was like, wow, this how you gonna do me? I was tempted to send them an email. My sister said, don't do it, let it go. I let it go. I still don't like them. And they are the reason who made me dislike reaction channels. I do not like them. Because I see what you guys do. You know what I'm saying? You don't give people... Oh, okay. All right. Thank you, folks. I appreciate that. Your time and attention. And I will see you in the next video. Deuces.